Good evening, everybody. My name is Neru Padmanabhan, and this is Public Allies Inc. You are on our platform, and we'd like to thank you for joining us again for another amazing and informative webinar on a different topic each time. And today we're going to be discussing digital media. But before we do that, I'd love to introduce Public Allies. Public Allies, we're a nonprofit organization and we help individuals that are most vulnerable in society. And when COVID happened, our mandate shifted a little bit and we became an educational platform, and we provide education to the most vulnerable, and we provide education to individuals who need it on unique topics that are not always related to anxiety, mental health, and regular nonprofit world. What causes anxiety, what causes hurt, what causes fear is often the things that we talk about. We talk about employment, we talk about LGBTQ, we talk about mental health outright, but sometimes we talk about different topics. Like our topic today is digital media. A lot of people reach out to us and they say they just don't understand what's happening in the digital world. And this doesn't mean that you're not born into this age so you don't understand it. We have seniors, we have young people, we have so many individuals who have no idea of what to do in the digital marketing world. They have no idea how to handle their digital marketing to move their business forward. And they contact us and asking us questions on how to move forward. So it's not always the topics that you talk about and discuss outright. Education, information helps to relieve anxiety because it takes you out of the unknown. And when you can find individuals that are willing to explain to you and take you out of the unknown, it helps you learn. So here we are today with another amazing webinar. And again, I always forget to introduce myself. So Neru Padmanabhan, I'm a financial professional and a mental health professional as well. I've been in mental health for about 16 years now, working in social services and different programming. And about a few years ago, I decided to become a financial professional because most of my caseload was just regular people like you and me. So get educated on finances because that's another thing that causes a lot of hurt, a lot of anxiety, and a lot of fear. So put yourself in the educational mode and learn about what scares you, and maybe it won't scare you anymore. Get the help of an individual that might be able to take you forward in what you need to learn. So today we have Abhay Singla taking us forward in that journey and helping us learn and taking us into the known world of the digital media. Abhay Singla is the CEO and founder of Excel Digital. I'll let him introduce himself.
Hi, Neru. Thank you for that lovely introduction. As Neru said, I am the CEO and founder of Excel Digital, and I studied computer engineering at Humber College. I did a 3-year course over there. After that, I've been in the digital marketing field, in and out, helping different various clients, mostly service-based industries, small businesses throughout over GTA to get more clients.
That's amazing. And being so young, I applaud you. And many a times, I've had to ask a lot of questions about digital media. And the way this webinar actually came about is Abhay posted a lot of information about how digital media actually works, what digital media actually is. And he clarified a lot of information on different webinars that he's done. So I asked him to come on the platform and educate some of our viewers and listeners that have been asking questions about this topic. So take it away, Abhay, stage is yours.
Thank you, Neru. Let me share my screen here. Uh, just let me know if it is visible. Perfect. So yeah, let's start digital marketing. Well, what is digital marketing? Digital marketing, most of you people have known about SEO, search engine optimization, and paid advertisement. These two terms are generally spoken when people talk about digital marketing. Well, there are a lot more things to it. Let's get started. Some important terms before we get into the nitty-gritties of digital marketing that you need to know are as follows. Target demographic. A target demographic is basically the group of people that your business is um, solving a problem for. Uh, what I mean by that is, to understand what your target demographic is, you need to answer a few questions for yourself. What is the problem that you're solving? How are you solving that problem? Is there any other company that is solving the same problem as you? And where will you find people who are facing those problems? Once you have answers to all those questions, you can make a broad description of a general client of yours. Uh, what are their wants? What are their needs? What is the general age group? What is their gender? Uh, Maybe where do they live and stuff like that. It is always a good idea to have like a portfolio of your target demographic. It makes it easy for marketers to market. Next is the brand identity or branding of a business. Well, brand identity or branding, uh, to speak of, Google has come on record and said that they prefer brands over normal businesses. When I say a brand, what it means is your logo design, your website design, and your social media posts design are inconsistent with each other, as in that you use the same design, just use the same color palette, you use the same sort of font, and you use the same sort of design language in all the three things. Next are the KPIs or the key performance indicators. A lot of marketers will bunch a lot of analytical terms into one KPI. Well, there are a lot of KPIs that that you need to know um, to understand your marketing strategy, if it is working or if it is not working, how it is not working, what needs to get changed, and everything. So KPIs, a few KPIs that generally are bunched into this term are your website analytics, such as your bounce rate, that is, if a person visits and leaves the website within less than 1 second. Then your engagement, as in how long does the person visiting your website stays on your website? How many clicks does the person do? Then you have the social engagement. Social engagement will include your social shares, your um, total comments, total likes, and stuff like that, and maybe the demographic of the people uh, engaging with your content. The click-through rate is a big one, because this is basically if your business comes in front, if your business advertisement or your business excerpt come in front of a person, how likely it is that the person will click through and go to your website actually. So, for example, if someone searches for um, for anything on Google, for example, if someone searches for let's say shoes, how likely it is that if you have a shoe company, how likely it is that if your name pops up on Google, the person will actually click it. That is the click-through rate. And then the last one is the email open rate. This is basically concerned with the email marketing side of digital marketing, and as how many people that you send the email to, how many of them actually opened it. Next up, we have the digital marketing plan. Digital marketing plan is really important for a business to have. This plan will act as a blueprint of your digital marketing strategy. This plan will include your SEO, your paid advertisements, and other parts of digital marketing. Three steps that you need to know and that you need to remember while creating this plan is: first is setup, second is run and analyze, and last is change and update. What I mean by this is, even though you start with a digital marketing plan that looks um, uh, within your particular niche, but as you go on, you will see that some of the things that you started with are working and some of them are not. So you need to make your plan flexible enough so that you can adapt with the market. Why should you know about digital marketing? Well, this is a very common question that people ask. That they are doing good now. Why do they need digital marketing? Well, digital marketing has an amazing return on investment. What I mean by that is, even if you're doing good right now, you must be spending some X amount of money on your marketing for your business. Digital marketing will reduce that amount by a lot, providing the same benefits. That means that you will have to spend a lot less on marketing to get the same results in, in terms of sales. So more profit for you. Another part is that your competition is doing it. So even if you're not doing it now and you're good now, because your competition is always doing digital marketing, you will start losing customers to your competition. And who wants that? So let's get into it. Get into digital marketing. Well, as we already discussed, social media, search engine optimization, and paid advertisements are part of digital marketing. The next two that are important, but not a lot of people talk about, is social media optimization and email marketing. Let's dissect each of them one by one. Search engine optimization, or SEO. Um, let's see what this term actually means. Search engine optimization means that to optimize your website so that it is easier for search engines to index it and rank it for various different search queries. So, giving you an example, if you are an accident lawyer and you and your website is catered towards invest insurance fraud, let's say, you would want your website or your web page to show up on Google if someone searches anything related to insurance fraud. And that is the work of a search engine optimization. Some things to know about search engine optimization is that it is slow and ongoing process. It it does not give you results ASAP, but when it does, it gives a great and awesome ROI because um, search engine optimization is essentially free. It is just the time that you're invested. So for a new business, I would say, in my experience, it takes anywhere from 4 to 6 months, maybe a year, for them to rank on the first page of Google. But once you start ranking on the first page of Google, you're getting almost 30 to 40% of people searching their particular search term. Reputation Defender in 2008 said that if you're not on Google, you do not exist. Well, this statement cannot be more true now than ever. Social media optimization. Social media optimization is basically optimizing your social media accounts to reflect your brand identity. Google has never come on record and said that your social media affects your ranking, but we know that if that your brand identity affects your ranking, and if your brand identity is linked to your social media, then your social media does affect your ranking. Um, the thing about social media is, because a lot of small businesses do not have a lot of time to dedicate solely to social media, it always goes to the back burner. But To remedy that situation, it is good to have a social media calendar in which you can have topics on what to post every single day, and then you can bank up those posts. Maybe spend one day making 5 to 7 posts, and then schedule them. A lot of social media platforms now have post schedulers, so you can schedule them, and then your social media will be active even if you're not. So consistency is a must. You need to remember that social media is linked to your brand identity. So you should post non-sales content majority of the time. I know it gets once you start getting engagement and reach, you would want to post more sales content, but then you will see that your reach is declining shortly. Why is that happening? Uh, well, you would not want to follow an account that is always posting about its sales. You would want to follow an account that will give you tips and tricks, or will answer your questions, and give you some important advice. That's why social media has to be treated as an extension to you on the internet. The last thing is video content. Since the rise of TikTok a couple of years ago, a lot, almost every social media platform is on the bandwagon to uh, to promote more short form video content. So a 30-second to a 1 minute video every single week will give you a far greater reach than any picture post might. So it is a very good idea to hop on that hype and reap all the benefits that you can. Next up is email marketing. Email marketing is the best ROI in terms of all the digital marketing uh, platforms. What I mean by this is you do not need to spend a lot. You do not need to invest a lot of time in email marketing, and but the results that you get are far greater than anything else. The one thing that you need for an email marketing campaign is a lot of emails. Um, you need to remember that those emails need to be collected by you and not just bought off a list of emails. Because if you do that, a lot of those emails are fake, and you'll be just wasting your money. The best way to collect emails is to offer some sort of free stuff on your website, or do webinars like these, or uh, have a weekly newsletter. If you have a really good social media following, ask your followers to send you emails and stuff like that. But your emails need to be collected by you to have a successful email marketing campaign. Make sure you do not spam your emails. If you start spamming and sending emails almost every single day, you'll see that not a lot of people are opening your emails, because then, even the important emails, they are not opening from you because they are just expecting another spam email. So email only when it is necessary, but email consistently, and do not spam. Monitor your open rate. Um, if an email does really good, see how you did that. What made that email really good, or if an email did really bad, see what made it bad, and do better next time. Some things that really work for marketing campaigns are special deals or coupons, because people like to feel that they are exclusive. And if you put that exclusive deal for your newsletter subscribers, you'll get a lot of sales out of that. Last up is paid advertisements for social and search. Um, Almost everywhere on the internet, your advertisements have now gone with a PPC or post per click, pay per click campaign. Uh, a pay per click means that you will only pay if someone clicks on your advertisement. This way of doing an advertisement has helped both the company who's advertising and the business whose advertisement is on that platform. Because it gives incentive for that company, for the advertisers such as Google or Facebook to make your post available to people who would actually click on that so that they can make money, and it helps the businesses like you to to get a lot more ROI. Paid advertisements are generally the ones that give you quick results because SEO, as I've already told you, might take up to a year, 6 months to give you some substantial results. Paid advertisements, you can see results happening in a month, maybe half a month. Uh, yes, the ROI as compared to search engine optimization is a little less, but still you're getting up to 2x or 3x, maybe even 4x amount in your ROI. Um, if you do paid advertisements, good. Some of the things that you need to remember about paid advertisement is that you have to have a great landing page. Landing page is basically your web page on your website that the person will land after they click on the website on the advertisement. If you do not have a great landing page, the person will just click on that, reach the landing page, will not like it, and just fall back. You will waste money in terms of the advertisement, and you will also not get sales. So it is important to have a really good landing page. Monitor your sales funnel, as in once the person is landed on the landing page, is on your website, monitor where the person goes, how no matter, like, depending on what your sales funnel is either the person will give you a call or fill up a contact form or just make a payment online, whatever works for your particular business. You need to monitor that, and again analyze, review, and update. This is true with everything on digital marketing, because if you're not analyzing and updating depending on the market, you are essentially just throwing spaghetti on the wall and hoping for something to stick. And that is not a very good strategy, in my opinion. Well, that's all for me. This is a TLDR version of digital marketing. There are these terms can be broadenized and have their own webinar each. But this is a general overview of how digital marketing is and how it affects you. I have a free marketing plan on my website, exceldigital.ca. If you go on there and click on the top free stuff, you'll find this marketing plan. This is basically a guide of a marketing plan. It is not an actual plan. It will guide you how to make your plan for your own particular niche and particular business. Thank you from my side. If you have any questions, you can contact me.
Thank you so much, Abhay. Contact Abhay Singla. He is the CEO and founder of Excel Digital. Thank you so much for doing this webinar for us. You can find Excel Digital on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Insta. So Abhay, if you want to stop sharing, I actually have a few questions for you.
Sure.
And I know that you covered a lot of information. But I actually want to ask you a question before I go ahead and ask multiple questions. I know
Yeah.
you covered a lot of terms there, but you deal with a lot of individuals, and there's so many individuals who are moving into side gigging. They're moving into being self-employed entrepreneurs like myself. Financial
Yeah.
professionals are self-employed entrepreneurs. And as you can tell from my social media, I don't do the best job. I don't schedule those posts. And you have individuals that now used to have a storefront that no longer have a storefront and they go online.
Yes.
And I'm sure you get a lot of questions. What is the first thing people ask you when they approach you? What are the types of questions that you get the most? I'd be curious to know.
The majority of the questions that I have dealt with is where to start from, as in because digital marketing landscape is so huge and so vast, it gets tricky as to where to start your campaign actually. So that is one of the questions, and another is again, why should I need digital marketing? Why would it help me? Because most of my clientele are you can say a little like a one generation older than me, and do not understand this space. I'm not saying like that's a bad thing. It is good to have that curiosity. So yeah, those are the two types of questions that I get the most. And as I explained, digital marketing is important because first you're getting a great ROI, and second your competition is doing it. So if you're an HVAC technician, for example, or a duct cleaning company, well, those spaces are very saturated in terms that there are a lot of companies that do that in the GTA area alone. So to 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 get those clients, it is important for you to be in front of people. And yes, dropping off flyers can work, and putting up lawn signs can work up to an extent. But uh, as the pandemic started, not a lot of people are going out. So um, that answers that.
Just to let everybody know, ROI is return of income. So income that you invest into even traditional marketing, into flyers and all the things that you do that we used to do, doesn't always work now. And yes, if you're not on Google, then your business does not exist. That is something that I think we're all learning now. And how many times do all of us go on Google reviews? Like, I don't go to a restaurant without going to its Google review. And I
Yeah.
make a point now to put up a Google review if somebody's done a good job or a bad job. So, in terms of digital marketing, one of the questions that we always get a lot is, and I know you answered this, but I just want you to touch on it a little bit more
Mhm.
thoroughly. What's the difference between digital marketing, branding, and do I need to do my branding first and then my digital marketing? How does those pieces work?
Um, Branding is actually a part of digital marketing. It is digital marketing, as I said, is a very, very vast concept and a very vast landscape. Branding is one of the parts, and yes, it is a really important part of it. And well, if you have a business, then you definitely have a business name. Branding is basically taking that name and the vision behind that name and putting it up in your website, your logo, and your social media. So if you're thinking about digital marketing, you're essentially doing branding. Brand just to be like the thing is that to do branding, it is not to do branding. You just have to be consistent. That you cannot have like a purple logo and a red social media post, just to give you an example. Like those things need to match up, and those color palettes need to match up. As in, like you would not see Nike post anything without that tick mark. And if you see a post, you can essentially see that if it is an Adidas post or a Nike post, because they both have a different language in terms of social media. That is what branding is. To have your own identity based on your name of your business and the vision behind
And projecting that properly. So, digital media definitely helps you project that vision. and your mission moving forward through not only logos, but colors and also consistency, as you're talking
Yes.
about. So consistency is very important, something that I need to work on my own social media. When we talk about it, Public Allies, here at Public Allies, we actually do a great job of it. And congratulations to us at Public Allies. We have won the Civic Award for Pickering, which is our small town. So I forgot to mention that in the beginning, but I'm going to mention it closer to the end. You know what, Abhay, I could keep you here for another 45, 50 minutes just asking you so many digital marketing questions. But I'd love to have you back again just to answer more and more questions and getting more and more thorough about what digital marketing is, how to handle digital marketing in your business. And don't let the digital world get you, scare you, push you back. All it is a little bit of education, a little bit of diligence, a little bit of learning. And there's individuals like Abhay, like other individuals that are out there to teach us that. So we don't do self-diagnosis. We go to, well, we do self-diagnosis, but we go to doctors to get our medical treatment. We go to lawyers to get our legal matters. When it comes to the computer world, if we're lacking a few skills, let's go to somebody who has those skills, like a digital marketer, an individual that will help move us forward and help us learn those skills as well. So one thing that Excel Digital does, and I have actually learned from them, is they teach you how to move yourself forward. So it's not just about doing it all by yourself or getting somebody to do it, but it's also about learning those skills. So take the opportunity to learn those skills for yourself. Take the chance to bring your business forward in the digital world, and don't let it hold you back, and don't let it give you anxiety, no matter what age you are. These things are all important, and every skill is a learned. Nobody wakes up and knows a skill. Sometimes we're just a little bit better at it, depending on what generation we're in. So, for example, fax machines didn't come out in my grandparents' age, but they came out in my dad's age. And by the time that I got older, fax machines have now become obsolete because we're really using a lot more emails now. So this is the same way as we're talking about the digital age. So move yourself forward. Any last tips, Abhay, that you'd like to give any of our viewers?
Just start posting. Start posting on social media. Start writing blogs. That's it. I mean, if you have a good social media presence, uh, you can do fairly well in digital marketing. As in, just start posting regularly. Be consistent, and that's it. Like, be consistent in everything. Start posting.
Yes. And your return will take some time. It might take 6 months, it might take 8 months, but Abhay is right. It does pay off because people out there are watching. We're watching, so you're watching, and that's how we move each other forward in business and education, and taking ourselves out of things that make us anxious. So I'm off here. We're off from Public Allies. And we like to thank you again for joining us for another educational webinar. And please let us know if there's anything that you want to learn about, that you're curious about, anything it's out of the box. And we'll be seeing you again next week with a new amazing roundtable on employment and re-employment and what that looks like for the entire world, and how COVID has changed our employment landscape. So thank you so much, Abhay. Thank you for joining us. Contact Excel Digital for more information. Bye from us.